And joining me now for some perspective from the other side of the aisle is Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, who's serving his final days as governor, a successful two-term that he has had there. Governor Hutchinson, welcome back to Meet the Press.
Thank you, Chuck. Great to be with you this morning.
Let me start with something the Wall Street Journal editorialized about this weekend. And they're very frustrated watching the House Republicans and, frankly, Senate Republicans not work very well with House Republicans. And they write this: the GOP dysfunction since Election Day won't matter if it teaches Republicans that their only chance of influencing policy is to stay united. On the evidence so far, however, Republicans are the gang that couldn't shoot straight, except at one another. Do you disagree with anything they wrote there?
Well, I certainly agree that the Republican Party has got to come together. One, to elect a speaker. The American people put the Republicans in charge of the House. We have to operate as a team. We're expected to unite together as Republicans on House and Senate. So absolutely, that point is well taken. We have to come together to be successful. And then secondly, we've got to stop focusing on each other within our caucus or our party, and let's focus on the failures of the Biden administration, which we're about to see once again when Title 42 is lifted. So we've got an immigration crisis. We've got challenges with our economy that's not going to change in the short term. And so that's what we've got to focus on.
Look, you've actually had to deal with a similar problem at times, even in your state. There's a small faction in your party that seems to have outsized influence. You see it at the RNC. We're seeing it in the speaker's fight for Kevin McCarthy. We're even seeing it with a challenge to Senator McConnell. There's sort of 2/3 of the party does sort of speak with the same voice you're speaking with, but 1/3 seems to hold the rest of them hostage. Why is that?
Well, sometimes we fail in leadership, and so Republicans' leadership should not be listening simply to the loudest voice in the room because it is a minority, because it might be extreme. And so let's get back to working for middle America. That's leadership. That's not yielding. And so where you look at Kevin McCarthy, he's got to win just simply because you can't yield to that loudest voice that's disruptive, that could bring our party in terms of the strength of our House leadership down. And so you got to be strong. And whenever I ran, I had somebody with a loud voice that ran against me for re-election in the primary, and I won with 70% of the vote. That means 30%, close to it, didn't like the views that I had, but that's the majority that we won with, and we were able to accomplish a great deal with that. That's how we have to lead as Republicans.
I know. Can you imagine trying that you couldn't take office unless you had 100% of the Republican Party supporting you before you could take office? That's what Kevin McCarthy is facing, isn't it?
Well, it is, and we have a diverse party, and you have to embrace the diversity, but at the same time, you get, if you're not going to operate as a team on certain fundamental levels, like being able to elect the leader of our party in the House, then we're failing the American people. And so we have to come together so we can then get the important work done of looking at the border security issue, to looking at controlling federal spending that's adding to inflation, and also enforcing the rule of law, which the failure to do that is leading to crime in our streets and really a lack of confidence in public safety. These are the fundamental issues that we're good at. And we just need to get through the leadership part, and we'll be effective next year on this.
Look, you're thinking about running for president in 2024, and if you become the nominee, you're the leader of the party. And I'm curious, if you were leader of the party right now, how would you deal with somebody who says the following? And I want to play this piece of sound from Marjorie Taylor Greene from just a week ago.
If Steve Bannon and I had organized that, we would have won. Not to mention, it would have been armed.
That was Marjorie Taylor Greene making light of January 6th, basically saying, hey, if Steve Bannon and her were in charge, it would have been, I guess, a more armed insurrection. She's becoming quite influential in your party. What do you do?
You know, the first thing is that you win on the ideas and the Constitution. And so you don't back away from going to the same audience that she does and say, January 6th was a serious affront to our democracy, and we have to treat that seriously. And we can't defend what happened on that day. And we stand up for the Constitution. And so I've always gone to those tough audiences, explained that, and guess what? They listen. And there's always some that disagree, but you've got to win in the marketplace of ideas. And as a leader of the party, that's what you've got to do.
Well, it's funny you bring it up that way because you spent a lot of 2021 trying to get some skeptics to take the vaccine in Arkansas. So I'm curious what you think of what Governor DeSantis is now doing down there. He has changed his view on vaccine over the last year. Let me show the audience that.
My message is the vaccines protect you. Get vaccinated.
Like anything, I mean, you take an mRNA shot, and the way to view it is, okay, what are the benefits and what are the drawbacks? And it seems like our medical establishment never wanted to be honest with people about the potential drawbacks.
Florida governor is leaning into vaccine skepticism at a time when I know health officials are trying to get people to take these boosters so that we can prevent the 300 deaths a day that we're still averaging in America. You have any thoughts?
Well, we shouldn't undermine science. We shouldn't undermine the medical community that's very important to our public health. And whenever you look at how I handled the pandemic in Arkansas, we didn't have mandates of government forcing people to take the vaccine, but I did go out into the communities and I had the medical experts there educating them as to how this is beneficial and how this is important. And I had local community doctors addressing that. So I think we are not good as a society. It's not the right direction. If we diminish the facts, we diminish all the best information that we have from science at the time. And sure, during the pandemic, things changed from time to time. We had more information, so we had to adjust, and that's what leaders do. But I don't think it's good to go back, whether you're going back to the 2020 election or whether you're going back and trying to relitigate everything that happened during the pandemic. That's not helpful for where we are, and we do need to make sure we get the protection, whether it's a flu shot or whether it's a COVID vaccine. Everybody makes their decision, but I'm for the education and the science behind it.
It wouldn't be Meet the Press if I didn't try to pinpoint when you're going to tell us you're running for president. So tell me this, what is your timeline, and what would make you decide not to run for president?
Well, the timeline would be I finished January 10th after 2 terms as governor of Arkansas. I can focus at that point more on the future. The fact that President Trump has already announced accelerates everyone's time frame. And so the first quarter of next year, you either need to be in or out. And of course, an important factor is not what President Trump is doing necessarily, but what's the level of support out there. And that's important to know. And so we've got some work to do, but I expect a decision to be made the first part of next year.
All right. Governor Hutchinson, I hope you have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy the holiday season. And if you get out on the campaign trail, be safe out there, sir.
Okay. Thanks, Chuck. Great to be with you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.